So there is a bunch to get to, but obviously today, being the trade deadline day in Major League Baseball, the biggest domino, of course, the Mets continued to trade everybody they had, and they moved Justin Verlander to the Astros. It's a great trade. This is a great trade. The Astros give up their number 1 and number 4 rated prospects. The Mets are paying about $35 million, maybe a little bit more, and the Astros are paying about $30 million. This is not the Mets had to pay every single dime. This is a great trade. And I told you, Scherzer trade I was happy with, and the Verlander trade I'm happy with. And I'm happy with both of these trades because forget about the money for a second. Just forget about the money.
Well, the money's inconsequential.
Right, just forget about
I mean, the guy's worth billions.
For all of this here, is this, that,
yeah,
right? And there's so much to get to. But just think about this for a second. Oh, they traded this, they traded this, they traded all their guys. It's so embarrassing. Let's stop for a second.
They're not done yet.
If I said to you, the Mets' plan is to go into next year retooling and Verlander and Scherzer at the top of the rotation, is that a good plan or is that a stupid plan? That's a stupid plan because we saw them do it this year. And what happened? Neither of them could stay healthy. Neither of them were effective. Max Scherzer got suspended, and we know that, okay, they're 39 and 40. It's not going to get better next year. It's only going to be a little bit worse than this year. So, yeah, at least now you didn't go into next season saying, well, hey, we're counting on Verlander and Scherzer, and they both stink. You're stuck. It's, oh, man, we're stuck because we relied on these guys. We didn't go out and plan anything else. Now it's you traded those guys, so now you know in the offseason when you go spend, because that's the best thing about Steve Cohen, he doesn't care. He will spend money. You go and spend and reload. There's always starting pitchers out there. There's always talented players out there in free agency. There's always players who are available in a deal. You can remake it in the offseason. The Verlander trade was a great, great trade.
Well, and if you're Steve Cohen, you get to live out your dream of every movie villain of showing up with a briefcase full of money and saying, this is going to all be yours. And he could do that every time, every off season. Now, with the trade, you get a big prospect. Gilbert's a guy that's been talked about a bunch, 5-tool guy, 274, 12 home runs, 38 RBI, and add 10 stolen bases in the minors this year. So that's something to get excited about going forward. A little unnerved by the fact that the scuttlebutt is, hey, we're planning to be competitive again in 2026.
I'd be a little brought that 2025.
Well, no, but into 2026.
I see.
Hey, no, I've got the quote. I can read the quote back to you.
I got it right here. Mets said 24 would be transition year. This is Max Scherzer. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't want people walking around thinking, oh, the Mets are going to tank. Let's just stop for 1 second, okay? Stop.
They're going to tank.
Stop.
Basically, our vision now is for 2025, 2026.
This is who? This is
25 at the earliest.
This is
Scherzer. I talked to Billy.
Yeah, of course it is. Yes. Why? Let me ask you this.
Are you calling Scherzer a liar?
This is the part where at the end of the detective show, I fill everybody in going, oh, I didn't understand why that. This is part of the end of.
You're believing trading Billy Epler?
This is part of the end of Emily Overruled. What did the Mets need to do to trade Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, who they wanted to trade, right? They started out, we're going to trade David Robertson.
Tell them how long it's going to be.
We're going to trade
David
Robertson.
We're not winning next year, so go away.
We're going to trade Robertson. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the plan? Well, the plan is we're not really going to compete next year. Because what did they need to do? They had to get stopped.
They had to get
Scherzer to waive his no-trade clause.
And
you had to get Verlander to agree to go to a team. Because he would take it all the way to the end, and it was pretty much down to the Astros and the Dodgers. Dodgers had some good prospects, but look, the Mets got number 1 and number 4 in Houston. That's pretty good.
I was still hoping the Orioles were going to jump in. I know. I heard a little bit of jump almost when I was driving back.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, JP's on board with me. Get in there and buy if you're the Orioles. You may never have this chance again.
But you needed to convince them to say, we're not going to be good next year. Oh, okay. I'm okay with going elsewhere. Because if you say, no, our plan is to be great, well, I want to stay. And now they're stuck because you can clearly see the Mets wanted to move on from Max Scherzer. He's not a guy that he is a diminishing asset. And so is Verlander. Verlander, with a problem staying healthy, being the dominant Cy Young $45 million a year pitcher for the whole season. They want to move on and get other guys. They need other guys to rely on at the top of the rotation. So here's what they got to do. You got to convince them saying, all right, we're moving on. Okay, great, so I'm okay. Do you really think Steve Cohen is going to say, I'm not going to spend money this offseason?
No.
You really think he's going to say,
I just wish he
hey,
wasn't
no,
such a liar.
These guys are going to go, oh, they lied to me. They lied to you because they had to get you to trade you. There is no way Steve Cohen says, yeah, going to be a slow winter for us. We're not going to sign a bunch of guys. No, of course he's going to reload.
You'll make the next $35 million mistake.
They're going to sign 2 more starting pitchers. They're going to sign a couple of position guys. Maybe a couple of these prospects are ready. The Mets are going to be right back in the thick of it to compete next year. Now, are they going to be good? That's the question. But they're not going to sit back and go, hey, we're just waiting for our guys and we're not going to spend money. They had to tell them that to get them to waive their no trade clause or to agree to a trade. It was pretty easy. There's not for 1 second is Steve Cohen going to say, yeah, because he's the guy that said we're going to win the World Series next 3 to 5 years.
Sure.
Hey, tick, 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 tick. They're going to spend. They're going to compete, and Scherzer and Verlander are going to go, oh, they just told us that to get us to accept a trade to Texas and Houston. Oh, got it. Okay. Trust me. The Mets are going to spend, and they're going to do it. Trust me.
Well, I mean, they may spend. Whether they compete is the other.
Now, spending right, and that's the whole thing. But the thing is, they're not going to not try because what you're hearing from Scherzer and Verlander was next year's a transition year. Are we going to go all out to win? No, it's about developing prospects.
And you know what that means, Jason.
So they're like,
no
okay,
Ohtani.
Great.
Well, that's not happening anyway.
Do you think?
That is killed.
Do you think?
Done.
Do you think?
Not competing till 30-26.
30-20, that's a long time
2026. Why would Ohtani come there?
But
he wants to win now.
Let me ask this question, though, about those 2 pitchers in particular. Well, Scherzer had his suspension, whatever. But with Verlander, the way he pitched in July, how much do you think was an adjustment to everything and all the new rules changes?
There's going to be some adjustment. There's going to be some adjustment.
Took a few starts. And then you started to see the change and and we'd have to go back through the schedule, but pitching to a 1.69 ERA in July,
he was really good. Yeah, but he wasn't healthy at the beginning. Yep. He's 40 years old. Can you rely on him to anchor your rotation next year when you can get a lot of prospects back? Because 2 weeks ago it was the Mets aren't getting anybody. I told you they're trading both these guys. Trust me, they're trading both of them. And now not only did you trade Justin Verlander, you didn't have to spend as much money. You got 2 top 5 prospects from the organization. Hey, that's pretty good haul. Like, you kind of had to do that for Verlander. You couldn't just say no.
No, and the fun of it, for you as a Mets fan, for me, potential misery.
Well, now all the Mets stuff is half price online. I can buy it now.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But you have an organization where you actually trust that they know what they're doing with their prospects. Because there are very few that you say, all right, they come through, right? We always talk about the Dodgers, and you lament every guy that comes up and hits 390, as you say.
So we got to get prospects from teams that know, because we don't know what we're doing. But let's get prospects from other teams
that you say, hey, there's this organizational stability and structure all the way down through the minor leagues that you trust that guys you're trading for, and they come up, that the ranking associated with them might actually have some value. Because anytime you have he's the 6th best prospect, like the White Sox trade with the Angels, right? These are their 2 of their top 3 prospects. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? How many of these guys have come up and been stars? So top 2, top 3, I don't care. But if it's the Astros, if it's the Dodgers, then we can talk.
Yeah, look, there's a reason why all the guys the Mets got suddenly jump in. And this player is our number 1 ranked prospect in New York. This number 3. This guy's number 4. This is number 7. Look, at the end of your first year, Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn. That's right. Everything you earned is doubled. Seriously. See terms. Check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Jason.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
Did we really just waste a segment on a team that doesn't even matter?
You're just upset that you're. What did
upset? You guys screwed it up. You're officially out of the running for Ohtani.
Listen, I am really happy you got Rodriguez from the Tigers today. That was a great move, man. I'll tell you. That was really smart.
The wrong Acuna.
That was really good. I will tell you this. None of those guys the Mets got said, I don't want to go to New York. None of those guys said, I don't want to be a Met.
They can't even keep people. They got to trade them away.
I don't want to be a Met.
Nobody wants to be there.
I don't want to be. There's too much traffic in Los Angeles. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be there.
How does it feel not to be in the Ohtani sweepstakes?
How do you know we're not? How do you know we're not?
You're not going all in.
Donovan Mitchell photoshopped him into a Mets uniform today.
Ohtani made it clear.
It doesn't matter.
They're going to be the secret team like the White Sox.
Donovan Mitchell is giving Ohtani all of his money that he got for So that's how it's going to work. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
I did not see that coming. That was a twist to the story.
Nobody. Yeah, that would have been really tough if someone actually refused to go to a team who really went into, hey, that's the only big trade we can make, and the guy you wanted to get said, no, I don't want to go.
Listen, Eduardo, by his family.
Eduardo Rodriguez just didn't want to give up Buddy's Pizza.
Hey, Buddy's Pizza is legit.
Fantastic.
Man. I always go to Buddy's Pizza and we go back. It's tough. You get good pizza there.
Buddy diapers.
maybe he wanted to have some more muskrat dinners in Wyandotte. Like when I go back
always
there.
Get back to the muskrat.
I can't get muskrat dinners here in LA.
Yeah, I don't think they're really trying hard enough.
Can't do it.
I'm sure they'll serve you any variety of roadkill.
I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can get a muskrat dinner.
I think you could.
I don't think you can.
I think you can find it.
It's legal somewhere.
Okay, listen.
I think you're not trying hard enough.
Here's what you need to do. You need to order Fat Sal's for us because you said you were going to order, and you need to find where we can get muskrat dinners from.
I just said there'd be sandwiches today. I made
no
announcement that there'd be.
Yeah, if you imply there's sandwiches, we're getting Fat Sal's. If you can't imply sandwiches,
it wasn't that
say,
I was.
It's going to be a sandwich your mom made at home, a PB&J with her fingerprints in the white bread.
What? Those fingerprints were precious.
You know what you're not getting, Jason?
What are we not getting? You know who you're not getting? Anybody to help you this year win. That's what happened to you.
But I saw a graphic that had 5 guys on there. They brought back Kike Hernandez. You got Lance Lynn's out there. I mean, he got through the first inning unscathed.
Sure.
CA is.
Sure, Sandy Koufax is going to come back, throw a little bit. Yeah, no, they'll be all set to go, man. Are you kidding? That'll be great.
Because there's so many threats in the National League for the Dodgers.
Dude,
outside of the Braves, there's no threat.
Dude, Brad Penny will come back. He'll be great. He'll anchor the rotation. You'll get Kevin Brown.
You went to those 2 guys. Look what you just did to him.
Sure.
I could see the stab wounds in his back.
So, great trade for the Mets. Everything is fine. We're just going to spend money in the offseason. Scherlander.
Scherlander.
I like that. We can call that Scherlander now. Scherlander.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing. Because Scherzer doesn't sound good, but like Scherlander sounds good. Yeah, like Barbenheimer. Yeah, there you go. We had Barbenheimer last week, and see.
I've actually seen both of them now.
I like that.
There.
You said Barbenheimer, and you saw Scherlander today.
Now Scherlander's gone. I like your spin to try to get away from this disaster of a season as fast as you can. That's good. You still have to wear it.
It's all lies, Mike.
It's a bad year. It's a bad year. But remember
and
what
it's setting up terribly because now he's shown you he'll spend money terribly and then slough it off at the first sign of trouble.
But the most important thing to remember, and you guys really, the most important thing to remember in all of this,
you
is
guys
what?
Suck. Yeah,
the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. That's the most important
that's
thing.
It, huh?
That's the most important thing to remember. In all of this, that's the most important thing to remember.
He'll
the
be hurt
Jets
Thursday
have Aaron
night.
Rodgers. Stop. He's not going to play Thursday. He's not going to play all preseason.
Why isn't he playing? Is he hurt?
He trips over a microphone cord.
Why are you putting in that he could be hurt?
Thursday?
What are you doing? Why are you putting in the guy could get hurt? Why are you doing that? Why? What if I did that to Clayton Kershaw? Hey, when's Kershaw coming back?
That for 7 years.
Is he still hurt? Is he still hurt?
He's been doing that for a decade, yo.
He's still hurt. He's still hurt. He's still hurt. Still hurt. Still hurt. And where is he now? He's hurt.
It's all your fault.
It's all.